Even though Minish Cap was a 2D game, there were some really great bosses in the game, and while they weren't our favorite in the entire series, there were some that were kind of memorable.
There were, and one thing that I thought was a nice little twist was that...
Are you going to say what I think you're going to say?
Probably.
Oh, God.
We don't always agree, believe it or not. I actually was a fan of the fact that some of the bosses we fought were actually just regular enemies that we fought at Minish size throughout the dungeon. So I thought that was a nice touch.
I think there was no creativity by Nintendo whatsoever in that. Like,
I look at it either way.
Like, I kind of want to see something new, like, that we had with, like, Gyorg Pair, like, up in the sky, or they have with Zal, like, a really colorful... How his name is different than Golden in the game.
No idea.
Beats me, but,
One thing we're going to do with this ranking, you're going to see that we take the final boss fight and split it into the 3 different phases. Because let's be honest, if we put them all together, the final boss fight's going to win, hands down, and that's no fun.
And really, it's 3 just separate strategies that you got to use to beat each boss, too. So it really is like 3 separate fights. But this is our Minish Cap boss ranking.
Let's go to the video. Like so many opening bosses in Zelda games, the big green ChuChu suffers from just being so bland to start the game.
Well, first of all, he was just like a regular enemy. He was not creative at all. He just was so big because we're a Minish.
And I thought that was kind of like a little bit of a creative touch, but it doesn't make it very
creative. I disagree then with you, Red.
Well, what I do like though is the way the Gust Jar is used to like shrink his base down to make it small enough to where he falls over.
That was a cool image right there, and I actually didn't even notice that until you just said it. But like one thing that I don't know why it bothers me, but like the way he falls, I've never seen a ChuChu in a real Zelda game fall like that.
No, definitely not. Plus, I mean, he just doesn't have many attacks.
No, he doesn't.
Just jump around or crush you.
But he, like I said, is the first boss, so he's not going to have many attacks.
Just very bland.
I was a fan of the full final boss fight in Minish Cap, but I just really wasn't a big fan of this stage. I just didn't like that it was inside.
I didn't like the fact that he could teleport around the entire place.
Oh, mate.
Made it so tough.
I spent half my time chasing this guy around this stupid room right here.
I did though like the sheer number of attacks that he had to throw at us. He had the spinning eyeballs, the eye lasers.
Yeah, I mean, we're men. Lasers are cool.
Yes,
like no matter what kind of lasers they are cool.
Plus, they bring back the Gust Jar to use to take off the protective shield, I guess, of the eyes. Nice way to bring it back.
It's kind of nice, like the first weapon was used in the first phase of the boss fight.
Yeah, but man, just like I said, the eyes, the lasers, the fireballs. He had a lot of stuff to throw at you for being the first phase of the final boss fight. Similar to the big green ChuChu, the big Octorok is, as you can imagine, just an oversized version of a regular enemy.
This is like going along with the big green ChuChu, just wasn't very creative at all. But I did really like this fight. I love that he'll switch in between the ice and the water and went well with the dungeon.
It did, because that was a major theme throughout the entire dungeon.
And I liked hitting those rocks back him a lot more of those light orbs. You know how I hate those stupid light orb things.
Well, it helps you could just camp out right in front of his nose and just swing away and get back to him.
Now that's kind of a pain right there, and it's kind of hard, but I just like kind of like running around him, slipping everywhere, and I just love how the flame lantern was used right there.
It was used well, but man, it could be tough to get around behind him sometimes to light that tail on fire.
I just loved using the cane in this boss fight. It's very different. Yeah. It reminded me of Link to the Past, even though he didn't use it against the boss in Link to the Past.
But the idea of like using the cane to like flip his shell with the spikes down to stab him, I thought was really well done.
I just love walking across his neck. It's kind of served as a bridge over the lava. Could have been a little bit thicker bridge, but it was still a pretty cool concept.
It was. I will say though, this room can get really crowded really fast.
When that lava fills up, I mean, it takes the area of like combat, like it really narrows it down.
It does. And then a fireball attack he has. You've already seen a few of them, but man, I didn't know you could use the Gust Jar to get rid of these flames.
Me too.
Oh, that makes that room so tiny. When you get lit on fire,
it's a pain. And then that fire breathing attack he also had, that was really awesome too with this boss fight.
Now, I thought this was by far the hardest boss fight in the game. The second stage of the Vaati fight gave me more fits than I'm embarrassed to admit.
There's a lot of obstacles in this boss fight, but I love one. Just flying his forward links and attacking his forward links is awesome. But I actually like the pattern of the eyes and how you had to guess like the different ones throughout the boss fight.
Yep, you had to shoot until one of them turned red, or until you got an idea of which ones you needed to attack. Now, you did mention there were a lot of obstacles going on here. You got these purple spiky thingies, the energy balls.
Yeah, well, it was just a pain because it was cancel your forward links, so that's what made that tough. But I mean,
it did.
Like, you know, we're back outside. Like, you know, the music is pretty strong. Not the strongest in the final boss fight, but still pretty strong.
I agree.
Just an epic setting right here, and just the music, the whole, I'm not sure what that is, like Super Mario Galaxy in the background, I guess. But like,
it's awesome though.
This boss fight right here just brought everything together from the game.
Like, I love that they brought back using the Minish and the cane to get into like his arms and do damage to him from the inside.
And this is one of the boss fights that actually like hitting those light orbs right there. Just multiplying his link and having to hit 4 of them, which is really cool.
It is, but it was so tough to know when he was going to shoot orbs at you versus the electric shot attack.
It doesn't take forever to multiply, but I mean, you got to do it pretty quickly, and it's almost impossible to dodge all 4 of those light orbs as 4 links.
It is. Trying to dodge him so you keep your duplication, then deflecting the orbs back at him, made for a very tough but very fun fight. The first thing I thought when I saw Mazel was, oh my god, it's Godin from the Wind Waker.
He looks exactly like him. I'm actually shocked that his name was different than Godin.
I know, it should have just been that. And similar to the Vaati's Wrath, I love the concept of using the Minish to go inside his hand, or go inside his head to do damage.
I just love how a dungeon that wasn't very colorful, we just had a very colorful boss right here. I like the whole concept, actually, of how the dungeon item was used, even though I wasn't a big fan of the dungeon item.
It was used very well, though, to dig through, like, the dirt or whatever to get to his weak spot in his, like, mechanical body. I thought it was well done, too.
And you also saw earlier, how about the claw, man? Oh, coming to get you right there.
Just a nice touch when he uses that to, like, pull you back out of his body. All that added up to a very strong
I love the
fight.
robotic feel of it, too.
Definitely.
I mean, come on. It's a 2D game and you're fighting a boss up in the sky. This thing is just awesome.
It is. It's cool seeing like the clouds in the sky whipping by below you. Plus you have that sense that at any moment you could fall off the Gyorg Pair to your death.
And we also got to use the Rock's Cape, our favorite item in the entire game, and it was just used exceptionally well, jumping back and forth between the big Gyorg and the little Gyorg.
Plus, we've mentioned this with several of the other bosses in this ranking, but the duplication of Link to attack the eyes was also very well done, but tough to do with how much was going on.
Oh yeah, those obstacles, which is also a part that I love. The obstacles, very many of them, and it made it very difficult.
Oh, between the energy beams, the baby Gyorgs, I guess they are all flying at you.
And those things were crazy.
It was tough, but it all added up to our favorite boss of the Minish Cap.
Here's our individual ranking. You can see that we have 1 through 3 exactly the same, and also number 8.
Now 4 through 7 we were all over the place. We had to put the point system to good use to come up with a consensus for our ranking.
This was our Minish Cap boss ranking.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the red subscribe button. It will send you to our YouTube page where you will see we post Zelda videos weekly.
And give us a follow on Twitter where we talk about Zelda related topics every single day.
And if you're in the mood for some more boss videos, you can check out our top 10 Zelda bosses by clicking the video on the left. Clicking the video on the right will take you to our Majora's Mask boss ranking.
Or click at the bottom to be sent to a playlist of all our ranking videos.